What's good, guys? Man and Panda, we're back again with some cheeky hat hair, and in this time I'm in the beautiful countryside of Vietnam, Lat. Stay tuned for the food, the places to go, and anything else in between. Hit the intros.
Lat is known for its coffee production, whereby it heavily fuels Vietnam's position as the second largest coffee exporter in the world. As Lat is in the highlands, this is ideal weather for coffee to both grow and dry here, with a mixture of both warm weather and cold breezes. There are loads of coffee farms dotted around the outskirts of the city that you can both visit, tour, coffee taste, and more. The coffee here is truly closer to the source that you can get, and you can tell this when you drink a cup here. Vietnam is already known for its amazing coffee culture all around the country here, with coffee variations that most Westerners have never even seen or heard of, like salted coffee, egg coffee, coconut coffee, and more. So getting stuck in is very easy and enticing.
The skin outside is the the scale of it.
For anyone that is a coffee lover or just someone that can appreciate a nice cup here and there, this is something you must do whilst you're here in Lat. Some tours need booking in advance, and some places didn't have the correct Google Map details. However, we would highly recommend you choose Zanya Coffee for your tour and coffee tasting experience. The ladies here were both passionate, authentic, and very knowledgeable about the coffee and their mission in Lat, and was a very affordable experience.
So we're in this coffee farm, this greenhouse, and it's absolutely roasting, literally, isn't it, Panda? And yeah, basically just explain the whole process here of how they do it, why they're doing it and everything, and it's like really cool here.
The coffee varieties here were amazing, and they had lots of coffee extras to go along with it that just build on an already amazing experience. Just remember to say that Man and Panda sent you. Off the bat of this, I will rapid fire a few additional coffee shops to you so you have a few options to choose from. An Cafe, which is great tasting coffee where you can overlook the roads and has a bit of a premium feel to it. It serves Western breakfasts and cafe food, but does come with the price tag a little bit as well. Hive Cafe, which was a nice place to sit down and get some work done, as this is a very quiet place, and the hot chocolate here was amazing. Lin Coffee. Now, this is a local coffee shop with probably the best salted coffee I've had in a while, and it only costs 28,000 dong. Great to do some work in if you'd like a more lively atmosphere. Nat Nung Coffee. So you kind of come here for the views over the lake and the city, and not the coffee itself nor the price tag. 70,000 dong for a mediocre coffee is worth it if you like observing the city and the people within it. That's about it. Finally, saving the best till last, Lat Lights. Amazing for sunsets as it looks over the city. I cannot comment on the coffee here itself, however the yogurt drinks we got was absolutely fire. Great place to chill with friends as the sun goes down as the start of the night begins.
What's good, guys? Sorry to interrupt you. Quick one, if you're liking the video, don't forget to subscribe. Back to it. It's crazy, because when you come to places like these, you don't really think it's actually Vietnam. You think, wow, there's no pollution, there's no bustling cities, it's just quiet agriculture and peace.
Building on the world-renowned agriculture here of the coffee growing in Vietnam, they also grow a lot of tea here in the highlands, and thus coming to Cau Dat is another great out of the city venture I would recommend. This is somewhere to come when the weather is great to soak in the beautiful scenery and the wind turbines overlooking the valley, as well as stopping at a local tea shop to just relax and observe the scenery whilst basking in the sun. You don't have to pay to walk through the tea fields, and the wind turbines are just there to drive past and marvel in their size.
Just driving around, you just naturally want to stop in all the different places to see all the different turbines, even though they kind of look the same. It's just so crazy, honestly.
Coffee and tea shops are positioned here overlooking the tea fields and the turbines as you drive around here, so if you can handle your caffeine, a coffee or a tea here would be pure bliss, as well as your daily morning cup. With a few calm things mentioned, it's only fair that we mention a few more crazy things to balance it out. This is where Crazy House comes in. This is certainly something unique you have never seen or experienced before, guaranteed.
Crazy!
With the health and safety of it being a little bit of a you do you vibe, this is something equally fun as it can be a bit sketchy. It was built in the 1990s by a daughter of a Vietnamese president, originally as a personal project, before its unique, natural-inspired architecture became popular and open to tourists. It is an actual guest house as well, where individuals can choose to stay in it for about 600,000 dong a night, or a simple entry ticket for 80,000 can be bought. This building has expanded over time from just a normal house to multiple side buildings, a personal dance room for the lady that designed it and still lives there, as well as a lovely garden to explore and drink coffee in. The crazy coffee was a bit crazy priced, so we didn't drink anything here, however it did look fairly decent still.
It was crazy.
This is easily a place you could get lost in for the fun of it, and it's easy to see why. Great for photo taking and is totally a must see when you stop in Lat. Now you're feeling warmed up with the crazy house, and perhaps you want something more crazy in the evening. Well, this is now where the maze bar comes in. This maze bar is designed by the same lady that designed the crazy house, however, this building is deceptively big on the inside compared to when you're looking from the outside in. With my first impressions being perhaps only 3 smallish floors to explore or get lost in, I was totally wrong. This has 5 to 6 floors in, with a garden right at the back as an extra, whereby you can overlook the city as if you aren't in the city. It's quiet up here despite the noise at ground level, and seeing the city lit up is both beautiful and relaxing. Each of the floors within the bar are both unique and a maze in itself. This isn't a gimmicky place and is actually a great place to spend an evening with friends. It is, however, a tourist place where there aren't any locals, and the drinks prices are reasonable despite being a bit more expensive than the normal Vietnamese price. It is worth mentioning you only have to buy 1 drink to come in, non-alcoholic is fine. Anything else extra, of course, is at your own doing. Now, I understand not everyone likes late nights, and so here's one for the early birds. The Alpine Coaster. This is an attraction not to be missed. We got recommended to go here earlier rather than later to avoid the queues and too many people on the track, and they were so right. This 2,400 meter long Alpine Coaster is the longest in Asia and can reach speeds of up to 40 kilometers an hour if you choose to. With the option to control the brakes, you can go as fast or as slow as you want. Just be mindful that the busier it is, the more likely you will get stuck behind someone if you like going fast. We were there at 8:30 in the morning, and there already was a few people in the queue and on the track. Having said that, we only had one brief hold up. This ride itself splits into 2 parts, whereby you get out the car at a designated zone and can explore that Lan waterfall, which is where they also do canyoneering. This is a nice stop if you want to relax from the adrenaline of racing down the track, or if you wish to switch drivers if you're doing it as pairs. At 250,000 dong per person, this is worth not only the price, but also worth getting up early for.
Right guys, that, exactly Panda, exactly, totally worth it.
Should the need for speed require some calm and collect time afterwards, then 5 to 10 minutes nearby there's a monastery called Truc Lam Monastery. Now this was a bit of a dark horse for us as we never heard anything about it. However, it had loads of good reviews on Google Maps, and that's all we went with when turning up here. As it is a monastery, entry is free, and as long as you wear temple appropriate clothing, you're all good. Whilst this building was only built in the 1990s, this does stick to the oriental design of many older temples, and is actually in the top 3 biggest Zen monasteries here in Vietnam. This is a very popular area, however it's mostly popular with locals and other Asians and not too many Westerners. There are different varieties of flowers here, all around the monastery and the garden has, which is not only beautiful to look at, but also beautiful to walk around and explore as it's fairly big here. This place is really well kept and it's a great place to spend some time, have a small picnic and or just soak up the sun. Whilst this is a family place, it is still quite zen and very tranquil. Should you want a deeper experience with this place, then it does also offer spiritual retreats.
So yeah, this is a must visit place and it's free. Highly, highly recommend you come here.
As if the beautiful landmarks and colourful, well-kept landscapes weren't enough on the outskirts of Dalat, the centre has this too. Lan Vien is within Dalat centre, where you have 2 architecturally pleasing buildings. A massive sunflower-like building, as well as an artichoke-like building with a Highlands coffee shop inside. This was a nice stop off in an early evening to watch people and just reflect on the day. The sunflower building is an art stage capable of housing 1,500 people, however it wasn't open any time we were there. This is the main area for Dalat to have festivals and celebrations, so if there ever is anything going on, this is the place to be. There is also a Go supermarket nearby if you need anything and everything a supermarket can offer. So I'm going to put my hand up in the air and say we mucked up a bit on this one with Lan Vien mountain. Google Maps also didn't help us either. Effectively, this is a bit of a partial scam whereby you pay the entry fee of 50,000 dong each, and then you're not actually allowed to drive a hired moped or car up the road to get to the start point. You either walk an hour and a half or pay 700,000 dong to rent a car to drive you up. We of course opted for the cheap option, thinking this is an hour and a half to the peak. However, Google Maps misled us.
It's worth noting that basically it's an hour and a half on Google Maps to this point. However, going that way takes about another hour and a bit and it's quite uphill. Right guys, we made it to the top. Lovely stuff, the sign, and there's some people kind of up here as well. Path is muddy, so be careful, and we have lost a fallen comrade, which we'll be meeting back at the bottom.
Thankfully, we got a free ride down with some generous Vietnamese group from Ho Chi Minh City. However, if we didn't, we'd be walking down the road in the dark shortly after. Moving on to our next place, we have the puppy farm. First and foremost, this isn't a farm to eat puppies. We're not about that here at Man and Panda. This is a puppy farm where you can play with some really well looked after doggos of all sizes.
And I can already recommend this place that you should come here. It's really cool and the puppies are really, really friendly, honestly. Child friendly, adult friendly, dog scared friendly as well. Definitely come.
This is a popular place amongst locals and international tourists. However, it never felt cramped or overwhelming for the dogs. If dogs aren't your thing, they had a few other animals here that you can touch and play with. If you're sat there thinking that just a few animals are a bit boring, then I should probably tell you they also have a few rides and nice areas to walk around if you want a hot drink or a few photos. The rainbow slide here is the same as Mongoland and is a great fun. Naturally, as you travel around, you will want to eat eventually, and this is where Nightmarket can make its debut. Like all other night markets in Vietnam, it holds up being fairly similar. However, this market is very big compared to other Vietnamese markets, and the atmosphere here is way better. I'm convinced you come here for the atmosphere first and the food second. It is heaving with people from all over the world as well as the locals. Asian food of all types are available here, as well as lots of strawberries, which are grown here locally in Dalat. There are a few street performers dotted around, and of course some mascots, keeping children and adults entertained for a short while. The walking steps are rammed, full of people like you would expect in an old Roman Colosseum, as everyone just soaks the atmosphere up and munches on their favourite food or snacks acquired from the stalls nearby.
And sometimes it's just cool just to kind of soak in the atmosphere and the madness here. It's Friday right now, and this market down here is absolutely crazy. So yeah, just having a wander around is great.
The best time to be here is after 9 o'clock, which is when it starts to really get lively with more stalls, more performers and more. However, if you want a bit more of a chill experience, then just after the sun sets around 6 o'clock will be adequate for you. If you value even more authentic food than a street market and want an even better price point, then as per usual, Man and Panda have a few recommendations that we have stumbled across and want to share with you. First and foremost, Nem Nung Hai. This place we stumbled across when searching for somewhere else that ended up being closed, and as such gave this a go, as it was packed, only full of locals, and was 40,000 dong a go.
How does it taste?
That's good. That's very good.
Nem Nung is a grilled sausage meat that is served with rice paper, herbs, and peanut sauce, which is prepared a little bit like a banjiao pancake. This is a must try. We do a little something that you might like the idea of, and that is doing our own little food tour, where we buy one meal in one place, and then another and another, and so on until we are full. Effectively a tapas across multiple vendors. We found ourselves at a really lovely and friendly Ban Khan place a little far out of the city. This is run by a local man and his wife, where they serve little Vietnamese egg pancakes. They are made of rice flour, a quail egg, and a topping of your choice.
It's all together in this little kind of pancake. And so, just to kind of see. Oh yeah. Let's put all the Vietnamese food here. It bangs. It's good.
We tried both beef and mixed meats, and they were both delicious. Once we paid, the family opened a bottle of Vietnamese red wine, where they shared a little glass with us, which was really nice, and their hospitality was felt and greatly appreciated.
Right guys, so we just come in from behind here, had some quail eggs and I can't remember what they call it, but it was very, very tasty, very, very affordable. And the lady and gentleman here that run it's a family thing, very, very kind, very, very lovely. And we had Panda out and he loved it. And they give us a little bit of vintage wine here as well, which is very, very sweet and very, very nice. So overall, I would totally recommend this place. It's amazing. And yeah, definitely wants to stop. Come here.
As we were driving around Dalat, we came across a lot of signs pointing to the Florest, which is only a few kilometers away, so naturally we went to check it out. Whilst we didn't actually go in here as the price tag was fairly high and we already had plenty of flower pictures already, we did however fly the drone to have a cheeky look, and it did look really cool and worth the money. There's lots of flowers here and nice landscapes, perfect for fresh Instagram photos to add to the rest of your Dalat pictures. Like the Fresh Garden, this is a great place to walk around and take in the scenery. However, it has a little less emphasis on pictures and props, and more so the tranquility and the natural aspect of it. There is still a few great picture spots here to be had. However, this seems more of an old school place to come and just sit on a bench to enjoy the day. With a lake here, some statues, and a few decent eye-pleasing displays, this is an eye-pleasing garden from the entrance all the way to the exit. With some great weather, this is a place not to miss, and since it's very close to the centre of Lat, if you choose not to ride a moped, then this is a must to experience Lat's flowery beauty.
Yo, Panda, what are you doing there, mate? God damn it, man. Hurry up, mate. There's people around here.
Keeping with the flower theme, a really cool place to grab some pictures with a more of an emphasis on props compared to the City Garden is the Fresh Garden.
I've got to say, there's one thing that Lat does really, really well, and that's beautiful flowers and landscape, honestly. Look at that, guys. Stunning.
This is full of cool props, beautiful flowers all over the place, and has a really nice vibe to it. For those that like to be silly with props or just have some fun with their friends and family, you should definitely come here. Insert 8 seconds of fame and silly.
First I was afraid, I was petrified, thinking I would never leave without you by my side.
At 100,000 dong to enter this was very reasonable for what you get here, and I think this is one of the better flower gardens here in Lat alongside the City Garden. For all the picture lovers and for the Instagram influencers, this is the place for you. There are loads of places to take some really cracking pictures here when walking around thanks to the props. With a nice blend of flowers, water slides, and amazing statues and more, this is a great place to get lost in and have a blast whilst filling up your camera roll. It is a drone friendly place too, so if you wish to fly one here, you can get multiple angles and recordings of things here. The entry was reasonable for about 100,000 dong, and given we were here for a few hours just being silly, taking pictures and exploring, I definitely think it's worth stopping by. Coming here as one of the first stops for pictures I think is the best idea, as there's a lot of picturesque places in Lat, and this is one of the places to come before picture fatigue sets in.
How to Understand a Woman, Chapter 99. Oh, this is worth its money already.
It is relatively popular here, but not too crowded. However, you will need to queue for some of the more popular picture points. Now, whilst it is nice to walk around Lat, if you aren't content with driving a moped, then I highly recommend you either get comfortable with it prior to coming here, or you learn whilst you're here. Lots of sightseeing is out of the city, and I firmly believe you can't fully experience Lat just within the city centre. So, if you're thinking about coming to Lat, we should probably talk about accommodation. So, moving to the accommodation in Lat is very reasonable for a hotel and a hostel. We stayed in a few hotels, and the prices were between 220 to 300,000 dong a night, which is no more than £10 or $12.50. Now that we've gone through accommodation and all the things that we experienced, I'm now going to rapid fire a few missed parts, as with every city it's impossible to do everything, and rapid firing things that I didn't do is good for you guys so you can decide what you want to do and what you don't want to do. I have put together a Man and Panda Does Lat shared Google Maps link below. Just click the link below and you can have everything appear on your maps, simple and hassle free. As per always, thank you for watching the video this far. We really appreciate the support from you all, and Panda loves you for it as well. Until next week, tschüss.